Hello, 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 beautiful people. How are you today? Today is Monday, June 26th, 2023. Happy Monday to you. I pray you had an awesome, awesome weekend. As I get my notes together and people fly on through, let me just drop a couple of reminding announcements, so to speak. I do individual readings as well as group readings and online group Zoom readings, couple readings, all of those kind of readings. So please, please, please hit up my website if you'd like to partake at wordlifeastrology.com/readings, right? Um, as well as I want to say big ups to all other beautiful people going to Costa Rica with us for our 6th annual Word Life Astrology Retreat. I cannot wait. Like, truly, I was telling a friend of mine the other day, my spirit is already there. And there are no more words to say after that. Like, for real, I'm already there. Really, really grateful to be able to bring 20 people, including myself, to this beautiful, beautiful space of Costa Rica. We're going to have an awesome, awesome time. The retreat area is dope. I mean, the resort area is. It's just ridiculous. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. And all of those who are going, please check my website, okay? The discussion board. I need y'all to be a little bit more proactive because details are being given and we're about to push it on through. And I don't want nobody left at the airport. I all right. So do that thing. And if you want to come with us next year, I'm only going to do a few more to be honest with you. We want to come with us next year. Stay peeled. Start saving up your coins and make it happen, Captain. I pray that y'all are all well. Let me say what's up to a few people coming on in. What up, sweet tea? Hi, Susan Lee. Hi, Bijou, and Dee's Delectable. What's up, Just Brianna? And Roxy is here too. Tennille, what up with you? Jennifer Bliss, and Alyssa is here. What's happening? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Bliss. We have an awesome time. Naisia Pearson, I appreciate y'all all being here. I wanted to expand on that. We do have a great time on our retreats. I'm just like I've said this a couple times before. I'm really, really excited about the type of people and the energy that gravitates towards one another on these retreats. We instantly become a community. There's no bullshit. There's no pettiness. There's just a whole lot of love and goofiness and laughter. And I'm just thinking of the characters, the beautiful characters that show up. We are really, really hella goofy and just want to spread that love and excitement and more importantly the healing of it all, and what it is that we're going through. We get very, 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 very vulnerable very quickly. So I'm so glad to be able to go. Thank you, Bliss, for that. Congratulations. I had to just spell that out a little bit more because it feels good. That's where the congratulations lies, really, is about how the people gravitate towards one another. And God is just perfect in that way. Spirit is awesome in that way, pulling the right people together. You know what I mean? Not saying, no, I mean. Wonderful that y'all all here. Hi, Ann Weissman. You'll miss it. You're gonna go to you're going to a resort in August. Okay, cool. Again, there's a couple more left, and you can join us whenever. It's all good. There's one of the OGs. What's up, Danielle? She's been to all of them. And grateful for you, Dan. I can't wait to squeeze your body. Squeeze you tight. Give you some love. Okay, let's get it going because to be truthful with you, I'm a little hungry. I don't know why I didn't eat, but I should have. I just wasn't feeling it until now. I'm like, oh man. So anyway, let me push on through this thing and congratulate y'all to getting to the summertime. But I wanted to remind y'all, give you a little education too. I wanted to remind y'all that the planets that are closest to our planet, when we go into a particular season, mostly the closest planets go into that season as well, meaning that energy as well. Just taking a moment to be a teacher, right? So what I mean by that is that with this, if the sun is in Cancer right now, more than likely the closest planets that are to us right now are going to go into the Cancer. Hence, Mercury. goes into Cancer today, everybody. Mercury goes into Cancer. Thank you, Bijou. Please hit that like button if this information resonates with you throughout this broadcast. Also, just to let you know that I will read a couple of people, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Get ready to put up your Sun, Moon, and Rise. I kind of jump all over the place. If y'all new to this channel, please, just got to rock with my thought, my chain of thought. It's just how I flow. Please get ready to put your Sun, Moon, and Rising up when I ask for it. If you do not know it, you can go to any websites that are on this worldwide webby thingy. But ALABE.com, that's astrolab.com, usually has a little synopsis or whatever, and you put your time, your date, and your place of birth. I appreciate that, Jennifer Bliss Bliss. And by the way, if you want to donate, and thank you to somebody in their generous spirit donating the other day, I appreciate you so very much. If you want to donate, please hit the go to the description box below. Check out Venmo, my Cash App, or my PayPal. Okay. I'd appreciate that. All right, let's get it going. I started off by teaching by saying, yeah, today Mercury is going into Cancer. This is a very natural position for your girl here because my Mercury is in Cancer. And what it really means when Mercury goes into Cancer for any and all of us, right, is that first of all, like I portended to or alluded to on Instagram, is going out of a particular vibration and into a whole nother vibration, right? Mercury it is. Remember, Mercury is about communication. Mercury is about how we think, how we process information, how we strategize, how we communicate, how we listen, right? How we utilize information in some kind of way. When Mercury was in Gemini for the past couple of weeks, you may have recognized the fact that information was streaming to and for all of us, like in multiple different types of ways, right? And in an emotional, detached kind of way, right? Seeking realism on some level, seeking like exactness, because Gemini deals with being exact, the benefit of the doubt, information only, heady situations, right? As Mercury, the planet of communication, goes and slides into a whole nother vibration of Cancer, it actually abandons the realism of things and goes into the intuitive space of things. You may have caught yourself saying the last couple of weeks, I mean, this doesn't make sense. This shit doesn't make sense, which is a very typical statement said while Mercury is in Gemini, because we're always, while that is happening, looking for information to make sense. Well, lo and behold, when Mercury gets into Cancer, it's not about making sense any longer. It's really about what it feels like, how it connects, how it wraps around you and comforts you. Information, that is, conversation, that is, how nurturing words can be or the lack of it. You dig? It's not about making sense. It's always about what I've said several times, because I have Mercury in Cancer, about seeing the words in between the words. Now, the danger with that, if that's the right way of putting it, the downfall is that oftentimes heady people, while Mercury is in Cancer, will try to sense the words between the words, but are not using their intuition. They're making up stories. Do you know the difference? Yes, y'all. Anybody with me? And I want to say this really out loud, especially for this week. Why? Because the moon will be in Libra a couple of days, and I'll get to that in a minute, right? Moon being in Libra energy period, always makes up a story. I didn't say they were liars. I said that they make up stories based on that energy, makes up stories based on the information that they think they have, and being the leader of the brain, Libra energy being the leader of the brain, it always starts to put the pieces together before the actual story is being flushed out. So while the moon is in Libra, right, and Mercury goes into Cancer, we have to be very careful of what we are intuiting. Mercury going into Cancer and what's actually being felt, the moon and Libra. Does that make sense to y'all? Yes, y'all. It may have went over a few of y'all's heads, but it doesn't matter in a sense. What I really want you to get out of this is that oftentimes when we are trying to validate our feelings, when we are trying to make sense of what it is that we're thinking, when Mercury is in Cancer, we can create an outcome based on shielding our hearts. Does that make sense? All that square energy, Milana, exactly. It challenges. So the bottom line is with Mercury, the planet of communication, the planet of communication, going into a vibration of Cancer that deals with intuitiveness, right? We have to be a little bit more keen on what is being felt as opposed to the emotional need to change the information with the moon being in Libra to benefit us, to protect our emotional body. I know the hut got that. I know the village hut got that. And I'm sure the rest of y'all that love astrology and can separate the two, please do yourself a favor, because what, and figuring out, to finish that sentence, to figure out what's what. Is it you making up the story? Or is it what it is that you are intuiting? And how about this? If you cannot decipher between the two, talk about it. Mercury in Cancer says if you can't intuitively read through the words, or I should say the words through the words, like truly ask the real pointed question. How did you feel about me going out last night from 6 to midnight? And I told you I was going to be home at 8 o'clock. Like, ask the direct question as opposed to being passive aggressive. I mean, are you all right? What's wrong? What's going on? You seem tired. You seem mad. And I'm not saying, I'm not mocking how people ask questions. I'm actually saying that we need to be, when Mercury is in Cancer, more direct to the heart. How did you feel when I said such and such and such and such? What are we going to do about how, our children, Cancer energy, our family is upset about such and such and such and such? How are we going to take care of mom? How are we going to take care of dad, being that this health is failing or declining on some level? The reason why I'm bringing all of this in, these questions, these pointed questions, is because Cancer energy, Mercury in Cancer, has to do with family. It has to do with connecting to what matters, to the core of your life. That's Cancer energy, the core of your heart and all the things that revolve around that: family and parents and food and security, emotional security. So it's about asking the questions, having the conversations to make you feel emotionally secure. As this moon is in Libra, though, I mean, do yourself a favor, cousin, and try to figure out what's what. Don't make shit up just to make you feel better. We over that, right? I mean, and when I say that, like almost facetiously, I'm saying that in a way in which the last couple of years, if it hasn't done anything, it has cracked us wide open to know what it is we feel and what it is we don't feel, what it is that's true to us and what's not true to us. I mean, even though you don't want to look at it, motherfucker, you do know what hurts and what doesn't hurt. Y'all with me? Is this thing on? Hello? Yes, yes, yeah. Are y'all feeling me? So if you know that, then you can ask the question. If you know how people respond to it, you can get the information. Again, Mercury Cancer style. Makes sense? Y'all with me? Hi, Lydia. How are you? Hi, Ms. Limitless. What's going on? Yeah. Lean not to your own story making and understanding. Did you say that like a preacher? Yeah. Lean not into. And that's the real shit. Man, we want to make stories up to. Y'all don't want me to download right now because I was about to go on some whole other shit. But how about this? How about this? How about this? One thing that can trigger some type of frustration and irritation in regards to the information. Does that sound like it just came out of jail? Oh my God, that was a judgment. I'm so sorry, but you know how people come out of jail, or people have been reading all kind of thick ass books over 300 words, and then everything got to rhyme with the information, education, on the intonation of the climation. Anyway, I just went somewhere in my own head. Coming back, squirrel. Here's the frustration that's happening today. Me not understanding what the hell I'm doing, trying to make a joke without knowing if it was landed. No, I'm just joking. The irritation today is Libra moon going up against uh what's that planet? Saturn, and Libra moon going up against Jupiter. Now, I'm kind of going a roundabout way on this because this Libra moon information, again, the emotions of Libra is to include everybody as a partner, to be fair as a partner, to be just, to find a way. Libra moon is to find a way to be the median to everything that's going on. Maybe you can't make a decision based on an emotional space in which you are right now. So there's some frustration, irritation in the air right now, right? That will lend to how you're facing your fears, how you're getting your blessings, how you're understanding people from a way of trying not to be judgmental or whatever, and trying to put these boundaries up. I'm saying a lot of information, and I'm a bottom line it in a minute, y'all. The reason why I'm bringing it up like this irritation, because you may think it's because of what you say. Mercury and Cancer. We have to separate the two. Mercury and Cancer and this moon energy being frustrated by the fact that it's going up against Saturn today. I can't figure out my fears. I'm indecisive about my boundaries. Therefore, maybe it's something that somebody said. No, maybe it's your emotional understanding of a thing that is helping you to be fair in a situation, but it's not being received. So all of a sudden you think nobody is hearing your heart. No, maybe your partner in that moment in time doesn't have the discipline to help you, and you need to make the decision about how you feel about a thing and how you feel about getting your boundaries in place, your fears in place. Saturn. How you feel about getting your Jupiter, your blessings, your rewards, your opportunities. The frustrations is coming up around where possibly maybe we think somebody should rally with us. We think somebody should be a partner with us and helping us with our boundaries and helping us with our fears. This is only today, and helping us receive our accolades and our opportunities. Well, I helped such and such and such 2 months ago. They should help me today, and I feel frustrated. Don't do that. Don't do that. Again, with Mercury going into Cancer, why don't you try to intuit what's going on? Here's a great example, because I know I just threw a whole bunch of words at y'all, right? Here's a great example. Possibly, maybe you think, right? Let's say you sent out an email to somebody and your feelings are all caught up. Remember, feelings of the moon. So your feelings are all caught up in Libra style. I want to be somebody's partner. I'm going to email such and such and such and such to see if I can be their partner, right? The irritation is the fact that they're not responding to you quick enough to give you your coins, your opportunities, that's Jupiter, or to address your own lessons and your own fears and your own hard work and the things that you should do. They're not coming at you quick enough. So there's an irritation right there. You understand? So instead, you kind of write them off. Your emotional today, your emotional response could be to write somebody off because they're not responding in a way that's going to help you. Do they have that obligation? Is my question, right? Like, really look at that. The example is possibly maybe you put this email out, you want them to respond today because you have money problems, because you need to pay your rent, you need to pay your bills. I need you to get up on my schedule. Hey, hold on. They don't have to. It comes when it comes at the divine time. Don't let that irritation throw you off. Because if it throws you off, moon, queen cucks and Saturn, moon, queen cucks and Jupiter. If it throws you off, then maybe you're not paying attention to this Mercury in Cancer and you're not using your intuition to go, well, possibly maybe this person didn't respond to me because their mother passed away and they're having a hard time. Or possibly maybe they didn't respond to me because their freaking internet was all fucked up for the last couple of weeks and they're having a hard time. Do you understand what I'm saying? Y'all getting me? Am I saying too many words? Ask a question. Y'all know how to ask it with the question in the front and the back of the sentence. This is today. Honestly, the reason why I'm going around about this in a confusing kind of way, because it's a quincunx day. The moon is quincunx in Saturn, the moon is quincunx in Jupiter, and Mercury is quincunx in Pluto today. That's today's aspects. Okay, so I'm even doing my best to find my words in and out of this irritation and frustration, and quincunx is cloudy. You understand what I'm saying? Makes sense? Okay. Lastly, with that Mercury, quincunx, and Pluto going retrograde, information goes against the need for control of the things that you want to leave anyway. Ooh. Ooh, information goes against the need for control of things that you want to leave anyway. That's a mouthful. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking. Information is coming to you, but it goes against what it is that you need to leave out. Meaning, Sonja, come up with better analogies and examples, would you, for the peoples? Okay. Say, for instance, information comes to you in regards to, I don't know, buying a house, right? This house costs $10,000. I don't know where that fucking house is, but tell me where it's at. Hopefully somebody can live in it. But let's just give it a number. $10,000. This house comes to you at $10,000, right? This information of this house. But you know you can't control it. Like, you can't control the fact that this house possibly, yeah, it may be $10,000, but there's some things that you have to clean up. You have to fix. You have to go through hoops in order to buy this. You can't control that. You can't control that, right? If you want the house for $10,000, there's some things that you're going to have to fix, is the point. You know damn well, possibly, maybe, you shouldn't have this house in the first place. That's the thing. The thing is going up against the power to want the house. Mercury is irritating. The power to want the house, the information is irritating. The power to want the house, but goddamn it, I'm gonna find my way to get it, but it's all falling to the side because maybe it's not for you in the first place. Ooh, I feel like I said that in Mandarin. Do y'all understand that? Do y'all understand that? These, you got it? Again, it's the need to control some information that makes you look like, to be truthful with you, that you won up on somebody, or that you won the prize, or that you succeeded in some kind of way. But the information doesn't fall to make that possible, to show you in that light, like, oh, you're big up, you got the house or whatever, because the situation needs $100,000 worth of work and you bought the shit for $10,000. You dig what I mean? But you don't want to admit that to everybody else because you want to be powerful in it. But that power, that Pluto, is going backwards. It's not going to show you the power that's around you. It's going to show you how to control the need to have your own power. Maybe you should like call that a loss, boo-boo. That's some shit. I'm holding on to Monday way too long. But we need to pay attention to that, what's happening right now, because I feel like in and out of the information today, all the things that I've just said about Monday, and I'm gonna move on in a minute, is be really, really careful. Like, imagine today, if you're at work or you just dealing with people, utilizing a sifter and allow the unimportant information to kind of go through the sifter. Okay. And really, really pay attention to what matters to not only you, but to the people involved. All that other shit is extra, because there's some power tripping that's going on in there that causes you to hold on to information that you possibly won't even utilize in another 2 days, another 2 hours for that matter. Does that make sense? What if they are obligated by is that contract? Is it now a matter of how the communication is given to them without being pushy, yet stating facts of obligation to the contract? What if they are, my brain is like, wait, what? What if they are obligated by contract? Listen, well, here's the thing, Roxy, about contracts and shit like that. Contracts are always meant to be broken. And how about this? Look, my little face. And how about this? Ooh, I love the way that comes back together. With that moon in Libra today, and Roxy, you have some Libra placements. That moon in Libra today is saying hold true to the contract, right? Because Libras are fair like that, just like that. If you sign something, if you said you was going to do a thing, I need you to do it. That's what Libra energy holds on to. But the question, but the situation today is don't get clouded by the contract. Maybe somebody wants to go off the contract, if I'm reading this question properly. Maybe somebody wants to go off the contract, but in another day or two, it'll come back around. Don't question. Maybe today, because it's a quincux, is not the day, is the point. That you have to pull back, maybe possibly, and revisit that tomorrow or the next day, because shit is going to be a little cloudy. What's going to happen today versus tomorrow, 24 hours, is not a big deal. Does that make sense? You laughing at my face? Does that make sense to you, Roxy? And to everybody else? Are y'all with me? Bijou says this makes sense. Okay. Again, I feel a little cloudy today. This quincux is working my ass. I ain't gonna lie. I wrote this in quotes next to Monday, and then we'll move on. No one wants to be fair. That's the complaint for today. Nobody wants to be fair, because why? It upsets your Pluto, your power, your transformation, your need to let things die and move forward. You feel like it's stuck in this funk because nobody can make up the decision, Roxy. Nobody can adhere to the contract. Just pause for a second. Don't get caught in that quincux, because irritation and frustration just leads to poor management. It leads to rash reactions. You dig what I'm saying? Don't do it. Just breathe. Just say, you know what, let's get back to this tomorrow real quick. Here's the questions that I have in mind about whatever the confusion may be. And, respond to me tomorrow and see what happens. I hope this makes sense, y'all, because for some reason, I'm really, really propelled to help somebody in this situation today. People are a little really like wonky, like myself in this moment, but they're wonky. Today is an interesting day. It is, right? So let them be wonky while you try to stay in the middle. And go around the motherfuckers. Tomorrow, the moon will stay in Libra all day. That moon is going to sextile Venus, which is a good deal now, right? Because now Venus is saying, okay, after we got through all of that confusion with the quincunxes on Monday, now the moon in Libra is going to find the desire, is going to find the passion. Venus is going to find an ally to bring forth the love again, the money, the compassion, the passion. You understand what I'm saying? And nurture the partnerships to see your value. There's no need to prove to anybody else. But if things are cloudy today, Monday, maybe tomorrow with that moon, sextile in Venus, it'll all come clear. Because both of you will take a moment, a pause to see the value in a thing. That's why it comes up against Venus. You dig? Sometimes it's not worth pushing it, y'all. I'm just saying, sometimes it's not worth trying to find an answer. Sometimes it's not worth trying to make it make sense. That's why this Mercury in Cancer is trying to slide on in and go, be patient, baby. Some shit is going to be emotional decisions. Mercury in Cancer, some shit is going to be left to the side. Cancer moves like this. We absolutely do, like that crab, until it's time. You get what I'm saying? That's how people are thinking now. So tomorrow it'll hit back up, right? That moon in Libra will say, okay, we found our mojo again, our passion, our Venus. That moon in Libra, it also quincux Uranus tomorrow. So it's saying, okay, it might seem a little cynical about the differences that are coming in. Uranus is about difference, is about individuality, about the change. It might seem a little cynical about that, but don't lay in that too long, though. Tomorrow, okay? Don't lay in that too long. If you feel like, okay, this person just wasn't just yesterday. Yeah, they wasn't just yesterday, but find the passion today. Don't hold on to people's shit, is the point. On Tuesday again, that moon in Libra, though, it will sextile Mars. So it's like keep on moving forward and utilize healthy ego is what I put down here. Utilize the healthy ego that wants to come through, the push to get things done. Okay, I understand. I was through that cloud. They didn't give me the information that I needed. I want to see this change. I want to feel valuable for some shit. I'm not waiting for y'all to show me my value. I'm just going to keep on moving, is what Mars is saying to the moon. You got your partnership, you got what's just, you got what's right, you got what's fair. Let's keep on pushing. Let's keep on going. We don't need permission from nobody. Does that make sense? Libra has to understand that and learn that. Any Libras up here? Yes, yes, y'all. Or Libra position, moon, or rising, or the sun. And the reason why I say that is because Libra needs to know that its power in partnership is being the best individual that it could be. That's some real spit. And that's very, very general, but it's definitely for Libra energy, because Libra energy prides itself on having a partner to go to the store, goddamn, just to, make some money or to live a life with. You understand? I mean, they need partners in almost everything and anything, you know? It's a beautiful thing, but you can be dependent on that. So the real lesson is like, don't get frustrated in the fact that the lack of partnership is there. Make yourself an individual and push the fuck on by the end of Tuesday. Y'all with me? Come on now. Wednesday is, I put it in the notes, is an H2O day. Libra rise. All right, y'all. Wednesday is an H2O day. Yep, that's June 28th. The moon will go into Scorpio on about 4:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And bust this. Let me run down the aspects for you. This is why it's a watery day. That moon in Scorpio will trine Mercury in Cancer. That moon in Scorpio will trine the sun in Cancer. That moon in Scorpio will trine Saturn in Pisces. That moon in Scorpio will be opposite Jupiter in Taurus. And that sun in Cancer will trine Saturn in Pisces. It's a watery day. So if you're the type of person that can't handle emotions in this moment in time, listen, feel yourself. What I mean by that, squirrel, but not really. We have to, I'm hoping that you are utilizing the energy and the information, but the information that I share with you in a way in which you can devour it, understand it, and move accordingly. Water signs may have a good day this day and may be able to float. But if you are a person that does not like to swim, you got to put your life preserver on. You can't fight the fucking river, cuz is the point. If you are a person that wants to burn through water, you're going to have to find a way to get on a surfboard and glide. The point of the matter is that when we have heady days, when a lot of air is happening, water needs to float with the air. You understand what I'm saying? You have to find a way to float in this shit because this is a deep ass day on the real. Let's break it down. With that moon being in Scorpio, always with the moon being in Scorpio, I'm just going to say one or two sentences. It is a search, emotionally speaking, to go deep into your feels and to other people's feels. You understand what I'm saying? How you are emoting. It's also a connection with women and or your mother in which you are diving deep into taking care of them, helping them to transform in some kind of way. The moon in Scorpio is trining, which is harmony to Mercury because Mercury is in Cancer, both water signs. So speak, listen, and gather information from a loving and a careful space. Don't push if there's nothing there. And I say that clearly. Don't push if there's nothing there. Oftentimes, we have to train ourselves to ask a question to people, moon, trine Mercury, and allow people to answer how they think or how they feel in that moment. Don't say to them, that's not what you said 10 years ago, or that's not what you said last night. Or people can change their mind. People can change their feeling. People can be moody if they want. Honestly, that's what this moon trine Mercury is saying. Because the moon, the changeability of feelings and all of that in Scorpio is going deep, hitting Mercury, the brain. So the deeper the feels go, the more changeable the mind may get. And the moods may happen on Wednesday. The moods may switch. And if you're the type of person where you're like, oh my God, I got 20 things to do, but your mood is saying, I actually only want to do 10. And then do whatever else I need to do. Go with the flow, because this day is a watery day. The moon is also trining the sun. Come on now. Affection, emotion, eye contact, conversations. The moon Emotions is right nice with the sun and how things are brightly lit, where things are coming from the core, vulnerably speaking. So emotions will be expressed from the core that day. Everyone could be incredibly vulnerable and could be making conversations, like I put here poetically, with their eyes, right? Intuitively speaking, right? An overabundance of affection, right? Sometimes we need good fucking hugs, man. Like for real, that can say a whole lot than actually saying the thing, is the point. Wednesday is a watery day. That moon in Scorpio is trining Saturn. Saturn is in Pisces. I've been saying this. I reminded Nick, we was talking about it the other day. Saturn and Neptune. Now, I was talking about Neptune being in Pisces, but Pisces energy is saving us all. Here's the thing about Saturn being in Pisces, hitting up with that moon, trining with the moon, is that I see the fear and I'm going to swim through it anyway. Do you see it? Do you see how you holding yourself back? Do you see that the fact that you need to put up different boundaries? This is all on Wednesday, because that moon in Scorpio is going to go so deep, so incredibly deep. Big belly, black belly, in the depths of the depth kind of deep. It's going to remove even more fears. It's going to remove even more lessons that need to be seen. But because it's a trine, can we be happy in seeing those things? Can we be happy in seeing, okay, I'm going to have to create a whole nother boundary for you, because what you showing me and how you acting, you sidestepping, like every day it feels like we have to change our position. Are y'all feeling that? And especially on Wednesday, again, the moods, the water, every hour, possibly, maybe. I trust you at 12, but at 4 o'clock, you said some crazy ass shit. Let me reposition myself. Move with the water as opposed to attacking what you think is a problem. It's a watery day. Go around situations. And if you were to do that with that moon in Scorpio opposition Jupiter, there's a nice little balancing act that needs to happen. Here comes Jupiter with all the gold and silver and the opportunities, the rewards, saying, get a hold of your emotions, get a hold of how you respond. Allow Scorpio moon to go deep and find these boundaries, Saturn. Find the vulnerability in the sun in Cancer, yes. And find the need to communicate with Mercury, and communicate what it is that you feel. Jupiter says, yo, if you can do that, I'm going to give you the opportunity that's necessary. I'm going to help you find, since you have control in that way, I'm going to help you find the opportunities, the optimism that you need in order to move forward, in order to activate a better quality of life. It's a watery day. Water sign energy, emotions, moodiness. It doesn't have to always be a negative thing, in the sense that it's fleeting and it's flexible and you can't make a hold of it. The bottom line is this, that people put shit on moodiness, sensitivity, because they want to control. Do you understand that? People talk badly about moodiness and sensitivity because they want to control and be controlled in what people are changing and doing around them. Are you that person? That's the point. If you that person that feels out of control about all of everybody else's mood, and you can't surf, you can't go with it, your opportunities are going to sideswipe you, in a sense. You can't control what other people are feeling and what they're going through on that day, especially. Does this make sense? We want to be able to get this and operate in this better quality of life. Trust and believe. Okay? So find a way to not necessarily feel unnerved by what you think the next person will do or will not do. You're grown. You can answer to what people are doing and what they're doing in a very calm way, or get the fuck up out the room. We don't have to respond all the time, especially on this day, because it's a watery day. We got to walk around it, move around it. If you attack water, come on now. Y'all ever try to attack water? Don't do it. The sun is absolutely, last aspect for Wednesday, is trine in Saturn, snap into focus. Everything you desire in this season is for you if you know you deserve it. Can I let y'all in on something? It's so funny. I wrote that without even really realizing, but I woke up with that. I woke up that with you deserve it. The sun is hitting, trining Saturn. I love when the sun trines or is in harmony with Saturn. Why? Because it brings out our best work. This is the end of Wednesday. It brings our best work out. And in order to work on something, to be focused on something, there's an energy in the back of that that's propelling you to say, I deserve this shit. That's the only real way that you're going to whistle while you work. That's the only real way that you're going to put out energy to manifest shit. That's the only real way you're going to have not only fun and whistling while you work, but seeing the pieces being put together and being proud of yourself as you're doing the work and learning the lessons. It's a Saturn, and learning the lessons and dealing with heavy masculine energy that won't take you down. That's Saturn. Being ordered, saying, yeah, I can be orderly, I can be controlled, I can have a list to do without feeling like somebody is controlling me, because that's going to bring me what it is that I need and how to shine. It's going to snap me into focus and understand that I deserve every little piece of thing that I'm going after. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. So I'm moving forward with it. This doesn't even feel like work. This doesn't even feel like I'm putting up boundaries. This feels like I'm working towards an end that I've been focused on for a really long time, whether consciously or subconsciously. Y'all get that? Wednesday is a watery day, and for it to end that way, it brings up some reward. Saturn is not always reward because you have to work before that. You understand? But with Jupiter being put into play, come on now. I hope y'all really hearing me. I hope y'all really hearing me. On Thursday, let's keep it moving with that moon still in Scorpio. It's going to square Venus. So now all of a sudden, possibly maybe you wake up on Thursday, you know that you deserve it, but is there some discrepancy in the money that's being given to you? Is there some discrepancy in what people are saying that this is the value of the work that you've done? And you're like, no, my value is on a 10, motherfucker. You tell me my value is on an 8. Here's the deal. With Leo, this Venus being in Leo, do your best not to react or not to, excuse me, not to allow your ego to emerge in a way in which is going to stop or have a stubborn standoff to anything that's going on around you, to your opportunities, or to how you express for that matter. Let me give you an example. With that moon being in Scorpio, squaring Venus and Leo, they are both stubborn signs. So if you wake up on Thursday and you feel like somebody is not, or I should say, you are feeling like somebody is devaluing you on some level, then you're going to stand there and hold your goods back, because that's ego. That's Leo ego. When it's in that Venus, I'm going to hold everything back and become a miser, because it's squaring up against somebody else's expression, or it's squaring against the expression of the day. You understand what I'm saying? Do yourself a favor and do not let your ego run you on Thursday. Sometimes, how should I say it? I've been in, I'm just going to say it like this, and I think I've said this before too, but this example really applies. I've worked with several people in this astrology lane and social media lane as my executives and so on and so forth. And so many people has pushed me, right, to capture that Venus Leo shit, which is a lot, which is luxury, which is the attention, which is the affection, which is the highlight, which is the awards and all of that stuff, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing, right? On some level, but the quality may not be as good. You know what I mean? If you got 100 million people following you as opposed to 10,000 people following you, right? Here's the thing. If you feel like you are worthy of the 100,000 people, right, you may very well hold back and say, I'm gonna hold back all of this shit until I get the 100,000 people, and I'm gonna be stubborn in that way. That's cutting your nose off to spite your face, so to speak. On Thursday, try not to fall into those situations, cutting your nose off to spite your face, because both your value system is stubborn and how you're going to express yourself is stubborn. So you got to stand still so nobody gets nothing. I'm just saying why. Because what you have and your possessions, or I should say, especially your creativity, none of this shit is ours anyway. Can we go deeper on some real shit? The things that we feel like we possessed, right? Our creativity, our talent, our knowledge, our genius. It's not really ours. It comes through us. This machine, our brain from head to toe, utilizes the inspiration that spirit and our ancestors and archangels, our guides, those that are around us, prompting this life to do its very best. It's coming from them and through our bodies. Yes, do we administer it? Of course. As a genius fucking human being that we are, we can say what 1 and 2 is and put it together. You dig what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's not ours, because once this machine dies, it dies. Once this machine is done and this life is over, so is the material gain, so is the knowledge that you leave, so is the love that you push through. So why are we holding on? Why do we get into these stubborn stances? The moon squaring Venus on Thursday, long example of the fact that why do we hold on to all of this thing for other people not to experience when it's not ours anyway? And oftentimes when we give it and when we share it, spirit goes, look at that dutiful person. The universe goes against all feelings in their mind. I'm not saying give up your house and be ridiculous. I'm saying give up a little bit when people think that you can't or that you won't. Even prove it to yourself. I'm gonna give up a little bit more of my heart in this situation because they're not gonna take me out, but I'm gonna be the bigger person. I'm gonna share a little bit more. When you can release that stubbornness on Thursday, and know that your value is your value and you don't own nothing anyway, and allow it to come through you, here comes Jupiter, is what I'm trying to say. Here comes Jupiter, like the opportunities come. Are y'all hearing me, or that's way over your head? Hang in there and join us in breathing and flowing through up. Hmm? Oh, Keena. You telling Keena to hold on? I can't stand the fact I come into the middle of conversation sometimes and I don't know what the hell is what the hell. I'm feeling like this information that's coming through is deeper than what these planets are suggesting. So I allow whatever spirit is saying to come through to share with you, okay? Understand this too. On Thursday, the moon in Scorpio, the stubbornness that I just explained, if you inhabit that thing and you just stay miserly and hold back all your possessions, whatever they may be that day, the value that you have, it's going to go up against Uranus and your need to change is the point. We got to find some balance and changing in this weird ass time. Maybe holding on to your shit and what you did in 85, what you did in 95, what you did in 2011 ain't the way to go anymore. Because when you give away a little bit, it's actually giving away to Uranus too. The moon is going to be opposition Uranus on that very day that the moon is squaring Venus. So the point of the matter is, if you give away a little bit, Uranus says not only you're going to get some Jupiter shit on you, you're going to get some blessings, but possibly maybe now you can adhere to the change that's happening. This is the new you. This is how you're going to respond differently. This is how we're going to move out for the next couple of decades. You dig? This is a new situation we must share in order to change. Ooh, that makes me emotional in a way. On Friday, the moon goes into Sagittarius. Hallelujah. With the moon going into Sag, because it's all about lifting up the spirits a little bit, becoming more adventurous a little bit, to become more lighthearted and jovial and humorous. Sagittarius is the funniest sign in the zodiac. Yes, it is. But it doesn't kick in actually until about 11 o'clock in the morning, right? Which seems a little early on the East Coast, right? But before that, there's some major aspects that I want to talk about before it goes into Sag, right? It will be in Scorpio, which will trine Neptune. So when we wake up, we may wake up incredibly imaginative, ready to access the water in which we got on us, ready to take the emotion, what I mean by water, take the intuition and put it into play and actually dream of the best dream. Friday morning is a great morning for meditation, to dream of the best dream. That moon in Scorpio is actually going to sextile Pluto. Ooh, I love that. Pluto going backwards. Because listen, the last week, I was just talking about, this is me as the astrologer putting all the aspects together. With the last week, the moon, I'm sorry, Pluto being a little shaken in a sense, because we're all feeling like, okay, what is this power structure doing? How am I not feeling powerful but moving forward? You think you need to be powerful in order to move forward? There was this meme. I'm trying to parlay this into an example because I have two. There was this meme. This is one that represents what I just said. There was this meme that I put up over the weekend. I'm just in my lane, living in my lane, dancing in my lane, whatever I'm doing in my lane. It's a dope ass song by an artist I cannot remember, so forgive me. But basically, being in your lane. There's another situation that I thought of this weekend. I don't know why it came out of the blue. Being at the court one day, and I was with a bunch of friends, and somebody spilled something on me. And I looked up, and they looked up at me like they thought I was going to shoot them, like knock their head off or something. And I was just chill. Are you not mad? I said, well, did you do it on purpose? And they're like, no, I didn't do it on purpose. I said, so what am I getting upset for? In that moment, that's how I felt. So am I less powerful because this person spilled something on me by not reacting? Do y'all get that example almost? Maybe I should come up with a better one. Do y'all get that? Yes, y'all. With this moon, sextile, and Pluto going reverse, right? But it's saying, in order to be powerful, in order to re-examine your power, sort of speak, do you have to respond? Do you have to be a moon in Scorpio in this regard and fucking destroy people, destroy situations in order to show your power? Nah, sometimes you can just go to the back and be like, it's all good. It's a shirt. If you didn't mean to do it, if you meant to do it, now we got a problem. But if you didn't mean to do it, and I can absolutely see that it's an accident, I can hold on to my power within me instead of lashing out and breaking you down for a shirt, for possessions that we don't own in the first fucking place. Y'all get that? I'm just saying. I'm not saying I could do that all the time, but I'm saying that was a really good example. And the spaces and places, sometimes I recognize in myself where I go, yeah, I'm a work towards that again. I'm just saying that's why I utilize that example. You good, Mystic? You good, Mama? Okay. Also on Friday, Mercury trines Saturn. That's interesting. Mercury trines Saturn. Get your mind right. Into it without judgment and discipline yourself to win. I love that. I love that. Get your mind right on Friday. Get your thoughts right. When you're intuiting something, when you are intuiting something on Friday, for sure, allow it to help you remain focused. Now, here's the deal. Again, there'll be some opposition. There'll be some type of pushback in a sense that people are like Mercury style. We have to have proof. Mercury is about real, information in a sense, right? But it's in Cancer. So all you say, here's the example. I don't think I want to hire them. Why? Did you look at their resume? They got all of this, bob, 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 bing, bang, but bang, but bang, bang, bang. But shit, something in me is like, nah, I don't want to hire them. Because Mercury is in Cancer and it's paying attention to that intuitive thought as opposed to the resume that actually has proof, right? That intuitive thought, Mercury in Cancer, is in alignment with Saturn that says, yeah. You know why? Because you're learning your lessons. Yeah, you know why? Because you're not necessarily trying to get in with that fearful space any longer and trying to get beat up and feel like you're in a box, so to speak, or limited in some kind of way. Pay attention to that intuition that comes through that communication that's telling you differently. That's the point on Friday with Mercury trining Saturn. Y'all get that? Any questions in here? Let me go back a little bit, make sure y'all good. I'm about to end this thing in a minute, y'all. I'm about to come right back. Ooh, look at Saturday. A lot of information. Okay, let me keep it moving. And then lastly on Friday, the moon will square Saturn. How you feel about that? So Mercury is saying, yeah, that makes so much sense. If Mercury is saying I'm in alignment with Saturn, I'm in tune with the information that I know that's right. I just don't want to hire them, right? Don't let the feels come in though. Don't let Sagittarius moon hit that Saturn to go, oh, don't worry about it. They could be a different person this time. Go against that intuition. It's okay. The moon in Sag wants to respond with a happy go lucky, will deal with whatever comes up. When you know intuitively in your brain, this ain't the right situation. Stay with the intuition, is all I'm saying. Does that make sense? That's on Friday. On Saturday, again, the moon is right nice in this Sagittarius. And here are the aspects. The sun will conjunct Mercury. Mercury will sextile Jupiter. The sun will sextile Jupiter. The moon will trine Venus. And the moon will quincunx Uranus. So with the sun and Mercury to come together on the top of that, the sun conjuncting a Mercury, hey, you gonna feel, put it this way, you're going to be the sun, the core, the center of who we are. The vulnerability is matching up right and nice with how we think. That intuitive thought that keeps streaming through is going to match up right and nice with who you are. That's why you got to follow the intuition the day before. Because on Saturday, when you need to see the proof, when the sun comes out and said, did you do what I tell you to do to Mercury? Mercury be like, uh-huh. Y'all get that? Yes, y'all. Saturday, Mercury will sextile Jupiter. So if Mercury gets its rewards, because the sun is like, I'm glad you paid attention to us yesterday and today, to the intuition and not the dismissive moon in Sagittarius doing what you want to do quick, fast, in a hurry. I'm glad you paid attention to that. Something told me to on Friday, because Mercury is sitting right nice with Jupiter now. Here comes the opportunities, because you paid attention to something told me to. On Saturday as well, the sun sextiles Jupiter. Even the sun, the core, the vulnerable space is sitting right and nice with the Skittles. They are raining. Just open your heart, though. Open your heart and consider it love pouring back into you, are the notes that I put right here. Saturday is a day in which you can reap the rewards for how big your heart has been open and how big you want your heart to be open on that day. That's some real shit. If you're the type of person to have a hard time just opening your heart and being kind, like really having a hard time just saying to a stranger, you look nice today, by being kind. Sometimes people like to be in their own world. They got shit that's going on and they don't necessarily want people in their space. I understand that. But on Saturday, push past that need and invite people into your world, into your heart. With discretion, of course. So these Skittles can get on you, because the sun is sextile in Jupiter, because Mercury is sextile in Jupiter, because the moon in Sagittarius is trining Venus and Leo. Oh, that's a whole nother vibration. That's not even water. It's not. But when you feel what you feel, right? Here comes this moon and this Venus coming together like in a passionate way, adoring what it is that you've done, adoring what it is that you brought up in your mind, the decisions that you made, the words that you said. Now with the moon and Venus coming together, you feel not only powerful, but you feel vindicated. You feel the value behind that. You could possibly make some money because you stayed on point with the way that it is that you think and with whatever it is that you're intuiting. I hope this makes sense, y'all. Watch this again if it needs to. On Sunday, the moon goes into Capricorn. Things start to get a little serious. So that moon will trine, before it goes into Capricorn, it's going to trine Mars. So the sun in Sagittarius, early morning Sunday, is trining Mars. Do something physical. That's all I'm going to say. Do something physical. Sunday morning, get up, chores, work around the house, whatever it is you need to do something physical, burn it off. It's fire. It's all fire. If you want to express yourself in a creative way, waking up and writing, waking up and, I don't know, expressing however you need to express, Leo style, get it out there. Show people that you're shining. Even if it's just putting on a brightly colored shirt, walking down the street, be on shine on Sunday. Also, because the moon wants to square up against Neptune, so it's going to question, am I shining? Is this real or is this Memorex, so to speak? Nah, it's real. Don't question your shine, even if it can be elusive. That's Neptune. Even if it can be elusive, even if it could be like a dream-like thing, even though you're putting on some, unicorn horn or whatever, and you're being a weirdo that day. So what? Is it real? It absolutely is real, because you're doing it and you feel it. Do you understand? That's a really weird way of saying it, but I'm going to leave it like that. Also on Sunday, last aspect, because I'm losing my energy, y'all. I appreciate for 30 thumbs up that are up. The likes, I appreciate y'all. Venus will square Uranus. Again, a lot of value questions. Is my value, is the change representing, let me say it better, the change that I'm going through, valuable or not? With Venus going up against Uranus, yes, it is. Stop fighting yourself, please, and very please, on the changes that we are making. That's a very common theme this week. If you haven't pinpointed that, is that this week is also, it's about discipline. It's about that watery day of the flow, and it's about these changes that are happening within us and without us, on the outside of us, that is prompting us to move forward, not only in an uncomfortable space, but in a really weird, intuitive, but confused kind of way too. You understand what I'm saying? It's almost like we got to close our eyes and jump into the pool kind of feel. There you go. Thank you. Sometimes I have a hard time coming to the point. But there's the point. Close your eyes and jump into the pool. You know you're being led. You know how much work you've done. You know how proud of you should be in you. Again, pat yourself on the back, cuz, and get that shine on you. It's my changing in vain. No, it's not. It is not bijou. Y'all have any questions? You have any you want to do this 3 situation, sun, the moon, and rise reading? I'd appreciate you come on through with any sun, moon, rising signs. And if you'd like to donate to this channel, my Venmo and my Cash App and my PayPal is below. I'm trying to look through here because I've noticed, y'all. I'm gonna go back to Bijou's question. That's pretty good. I've noticed that I do kind of miss a few questions every now and again, and that always gets me. I'm like, oh man, I wish I would have saw that. That's a good question. So I'm doing my best to kind of go through this what do you call this thread. Is this deserving different than Monday's obligations? Yes, absolutely. The deserving is like the new push. The obligation is you feeling like everybody should do what you want to do. The obligation is what you suggest from people on the outside. The deserving is knowing what you need on the inside and letting that shit permeate like an aroma. You know what I mean? Like a stench. And all of a sudden, people change their mind and their course because of what it is you know you deserve. Sometimes we don't even have to say the thing. That's the difference in between the two. Oh, Bijou, I hope you got that. That's the difference. Bijou, can you come back and tell me if that's what you meant? Cicely Trotter. Energy versus entitlement. There you go. Thank you very much. Again, sometimes we got to walk in the room like, this is who I am, as opposed to saying, no, you better give me what it is I deserve because I'm the motherfucker. All that. You're welcome. Cicely, Sun and Taurus, Virgo rise, Cancer moon, if no one else. Well, thank you, because you are the one and only person that put up their sun, their moon, and their rise. So let's go, cutie pie. Again, like I did the other day, hey, Judy, Applegate, you're new to the village. I appreciate you being here, sweetie pie. We're gonna get you next. Cicely, we're gonna take I'm gonna take a page from last week and talk about this information at North Node, and if we haven't spoken about this before, and North Node and Taurus, and that Jupiter and Taurus sitting over your sun, here comes all the information. This is just not for Cicely too. This is for all Taurus sun people. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for making the changes that you had to make over the last year, because it hasn't been easy. Excuse me, for real, it hasn't been easy. Cicely may have a little easier time based on her rising and her moon. Why? Because Taurus is in a really good relationship with both Cancer and Virgo, right? Virgo being her rise, right? And Cancer being her moon. They're in a really, really good alignment with that. But all Tauruses need a clap down and a big up, because it's not easy for that energy to move and to do something different. You understand what I'm saying? It's very, very, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of feel. And people don't understand how arduous it is for them on the inside. Cicely, this is for you. It's not, people underestimate that. It's like, oh, just get up and change, just go and move. And they're like, no, I have to literally, this is Taurus energy, I have to literally reconfigure my brain, my emotions, my body, my physical, in order to get up, pack my clothes and my belongings. And it's a whole headspace, it's a whole psychological trip that Tauruses go through in order to change their environment and who they are becoming. So I say bigs up to you, Cicely, because Jupiter is sitting right on that saying, yes, here comes the accolades because of it. The North Node is sitting right on top of your sun going, yes, this is the way to go. This is the purposeful direction. Much, 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 much appreciation to you for doing that thing. Watch that Virgo rise doesn't see what it wants to see, okay? Virgo rise is really good for projection. Y'all know the definition of projection. There's a card in this deck that I read from. Projection at Virgo rise, Cicely, can also make a thing up. It's quite like Libra energy in making up the story. Libra energy likes to make up the story to back up its own thoughts, right? But Virgo energy projects what it wants. Oh, this person to me looks like heaven and earth. I'm going to project the vision of heaven and earth onto this person, although they look like goddamn boo-boo the fool. That's an example. So be careful of what the changes that you're making absolutely is what you know it to be, as opposed to what you think you want it to be. Does that make sense? That was for you, Cicely. Let's get a newbie out here, y'all, and then I'm going to read a card and go on about my day and get something to eat. Judy Applegate, everybody say what's happening to Judy. Yes, yes, y'all. To the beach, y'all. And if you out right now, you feel new to me. So Pisces sun, moon in Scorpio, and Cancer rise. Look at that. Oh, you should feel really good on that. Is that Thursday or Wednesday when that watery day is? Look at you. Look at you. Yes, it was difficult as a Taurus. I did it and thankful that I did. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Cicely. Thank you for welcoming Judy Bijou. You're the sweetest. That Pisces energy in you, although you're Aquarius. So, Judy, that water day should be good for you, sweet lady. But this is what I want to talk about in regards to that sun, moon, and rise. And I think I've said it before, possibly not to you. Be very careful, cuidado, of that Cancer on the rise. For real, because I have to remind this to all Cancers, especially Cancer rising people, that when you go out into the world and you feel thank you, Yaya, and you feel people and situations and understandings. How about this? I did this yesterday, y'all. I thought, and I don't always want to use myself as an example, but it's my life, and I sometimes can pick examples that I go through. Cancer rise, Judy. Sometimes when you walk through the world, let's just use my example. And I'm walking the dog, and I meet a woman that I meet oftentimes as I walk the dog. She was a little heavy that day. And the Cancer in me, especially a Cancer rise, because the rising, remember, is like the tentacles that go out and picks up all the energy that's around it. You understand what I'm saying? It could be very different than who you are, the sun sign. But if you pick it up, it's going to adhere to you. So your Cancer rising is going to pick up all kinds of emotion, even a Cancer sun person. So I'm using this example so you can use this as an exercise for yourself. As I'm walking around and I see this lady, I can feel the energy jumping onto me. She wasn't really happy that day. And God bless her, she'll be better. But just like Sonia is, I went in, I leaned in for a hug, and I gave her some good energy, and I walked away, but I felt it. And I was like, ooh. So instead of me dismissing, instead of the Pisces in you, possibly with your sun in Pisces going, you know what? It's my duty. I'm just going to hold on to it, because that's what Pisces sun people do. They just hold on to it because the water, the emotions help you too on some level. But here's the trick. Because your Cancer is on a rise and you taking that thing in, remember your rising is your body too. That emotion is breaking down your body. And the Pisces in you may not see that. So what and feel that until possibly later on, knock on wood, when you come up with some weird ass cold or something, right? But here's the thing, like I did the other day, I literally took light around my body and I watched it go away from me. Fall away is what I said. Fall away, fall away, fall away with the light, with light. These are exercises that we can do on a constant basis, especially as water. With you having 3 water signs in your sun, your moon, and your rise, you need to wash energy off of you with light, with different color light. Depending on the color, depends on the information that's stuck on you. You dig? Pink and green, that heart energy, that red energy being aggression. You need to pull it off of you. You dig? If you don't, it's going to hold on to you. If you don't, the Pisces is going to say, I can take it. If you don't, the Pisces says, I will self-sabotage because I don't want everybody else to suffer. But then your moon in Scorpio will respond in a way that can sometimes be destructive and sometimes manipulative. Understand this. We love all kinds of signs, but there's an up and a down with each vibration. So for you in this moment in time, I'm seeing, Judy, that if you can do your best in mastering what you take on, you don't have to respond so much and seemingly be that destructive person, that dramatic person, that controlling person. Moon in Scorpio is hella controlling. You understand what I'm saying? And let the Pisces live. Because the Pisces just wants to do it for the fun of doing it, but you got to get it off of you in order to feel light enough to live in the naivete that Pisces wants to live in, without reacting, and again without control, getting too much information from other people that ain't yours. Let it go. Let it fall away. Ooh, I said a lot. I hope that makes sense to you. I hope that makes sense. Did y'all get that? Okay, I'm gonna be done. Judy, does that make sense to you? All right, y'all. I'm gonna go get something to eat, but we're gonna read this card real quick, like, and I'm gonna go and do some work on the retreat. Because we about to go to Costa Rica, bitches. And hey, if you going to Costa Rica and you haven't seen the discussion board on my website, please go do that thing. Information is being dropped almost on a daily basis. That's a lot. Every other couple of days from here on out. We're almost a month in. Over a month. Under a month. Oh my God. Okay, let me get off of that. You're welcome, Judy. I hope that helped in some kind of way, sweetie pie. I really, 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 really do, without seeing your whole chart. You can always get a reading though, Judy, and anybody else. Just go to my website or hit the link in the description box below, okay? This is for all of us here for this week. Here's a little bit of information from these wonderful cards called the Osho Zen Tarot Deck. Um, I hope this helps you in some kind of way. Great Mother, Father, God. Oh my God, again, angels and ancestors. And there you have it. Be mature about some things. That is the maturity card. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, is this me? Or does this not like reflect what we just talked about in regards to bobbing and weaving and going with the flow and not reacting and understanding who you are? Listen, let me read it first because I know the card very well. Let me see if y'all get the same feel of everything we just talked about. Okay, let me move my body over. This figure stands alone, silent, and yet alert. The inner being is filled with flowers that carry the quality of springtime and regenerate wherever he or she goes. This inner flowering and the wholeness that he or she feels affords the possibility of unlimited movement. There's the flow. He or she can move in any direction, within and without. It makes no difference, as his or her joy and maturity cannot be diminished by externals. He or she has come to a time of centeredness and expansiveness. The white glow around the figure is his or her protection and his or her light. All of life's experiences have brought him or her to this time of perfection. When you draw this card, know well that this moment carries a gift for hard work well done. Your base is solid now, and success and good fortunes are yours, for they are the outcome of what has already been experienced within. Ashe, amen, ashe. Y'all get that? Yo, be proud of you for getting to a point in your life in which you feel a little sense of maturity. You feel a little sense of they can't push me. You feel a little sense of I know my power. I don't have to react to the spilt milk or the spilt drink on my shirt. I'm mature enough to know where I stand, you know, be in that space of floating and flowing in which allows you to continue to uncover who you are as opposed to fighting anything that comes up and around you, any changes and moods that come your way. You dig what I'm saying? What's yours is yours, cousins. Today was a very serious broadcast, I want to tell you. But I hope that helps in some kind of way. At least I felt it was serious. Okay, there you have it, y'all. I pray that your week is awesome. I'll be back on Friday with a Freestyle Friday. Get it on you. Share this information with anybody that you feel that can benefit from it. Okay, I'd really appreciate that. Then here, and thanks for joining us again, Judy, and anybody else that was new to this channel or this broadcast, my channel and this broadcast. Thank you for being here, and for the OGs, for the village, I love you more than you really know. I really appreciate your protection and attendance and love and positivity and encouragement. I really adore you. Take care of yourself, okay? And stand in that mature stance, you know? Take the higher road, as they say. We always are better for it. That's for ding dong. That's it. Much love to you. Adios.